Well, here we are. It's August 2nd already. Tomorrow's actually my birthday, so hopefully we're coming in here today to work up these food plots, and we're going to get them planted hopefully tomorrow or Saturday. So season's coming up pretty fast. Been checking cameras and doing what we can to get ready for the season. We have two nice 8-points in here. Last year, one of them I actually saw 4 or 5 times with the bigger buck I was chasing, so he's high on our hit list this year. He's a big old mature 8-point that we'll be after, so hopefully come season they'll be in here on these food plots that we're about to work on, and maybe that have been going out to this bean field and my little field, and the bean leaves are still green, so it should be a pretty good spot. He's been coming in here fairly regularly, so I think I got a pretty good chance at seeing him tonight, so maybe first. At this point in the season, I'd been hunting pretty hard that late part of October and early part of November on the weekends, which is when the only chances I get to hunt because I'm busy with school and sports and all that kind of stuff. But I hadn't really been seeing much. I'd been really focusing on a buck we call Bobby, which he's been on camera across the road from our house, and that's the farm that we plant a lot of food plots on and spend a lot of time on. But he hadn't really shown up. He'd been on camera a couple times and wasn't really seeing much over there besides does and young bucks, so I decided to go to our go-to spot, which is a spot we call the Far. It's a place my grandpa owns, and it's probably definitely our best spot we have. It's really big timber along big oaky ridge, and it's definitely our go-to spot come season if we're not having much luck. But we had one buck on camera in there that we wanted to shoot, and we knew we'd shoot him. He was just showing up probably a couple times a week down on the field edge that's below all this timber, so I decided to head in there at this point in time in the year, and it was actually a pretty good spot at that point in time, so I had definitely saw some good bucks in there, but I just didn't see him until the 17th.
But
That's the buck we've been after. I don't know what happened on the first shot. He came in. I was shaking so bad, and he got right behind that tree. And I rushed it. I rushed it too fast, and he had no idea what happened. Oh, and the second he came right to me. I don't know about that shot. I'm not really sure how it's in there, but it's right on that shoulder, I think, but it looked like it was angled up in there weird. Oh, I hope that got him. I don't know. Oh, that's a big deer. I just hope it got him. I don't know if it did. Oh, please let that have killed that buck. I'm gonna have to call my dad and get him in here, but I'm gonna look at the footage. Oh, please let that buck die. Thinking back on that hunt with that awesome buck that I didn't get, we never found him, and we looked and looked and looked and looked and looked. I mean, we looked. I went back probably 4 days in a row, every chance of daylight I had, and just never came up on him. We followed a blood for, I think it was probably about 100 yards, and we found 2 beds with tons of blood in it. And then we followed blood for another 3/4 of a mile, and he went out into basically a hay meadow that led into a big CRP patch and just lost blood there. So, it was really disappointing, and that was my season right there, because I ended up not getting one the rest of the year. But so I was pretty frustrated with that, and I didn't know why my shot hit left and why my first shot completely missed to left. I hit a tree. So my dad, I was pretty down in the dumps about a week later and didn't even want to hunt. So my dad had me go out. He told me, just go out and shoot your bow just to see if you're actually left. So I went out and shot, and I shot probably a dozen times, and every single time I hit 6 inches left. And so we ended up looking at my pins, and they had moved somehow. We don't know how. I must have bumped it on walking in sometime, or because it had been a week before that hunt that I had actually shot my bow. So I must have just bumped my pins and hit left. So I hit him right in front of the front shoulder, as you see on the film, and just never. I guess I didn't get any vitals. So learned a lot of lessons from that. I learned that I probably need to shoot my bow more often and really focus when I'm in the stand and be more calm when the deer comes in. So I learned a lot of lessons from that, and the rest of the season, honestly, I had an awesome late season. I think I saw 3 different shooters. One of them being the buck my dad shot. I saw him late season, and my dad ended up shooting him with about 3 days left in season with a real nice drop tine buck. But when I saw him, he didn't quite come into the food plot I was on. And also, I saw a buck we call Bobby that he had shed one of his sides, which is across the road from our house, like I was talking about earlier. But didn't end up getting him, which sucks. But hopefully next year he'll be back and I can kill him early season.